Hey, this is Jeff, and I'm just going to do this recording for you to be able to look over and listen to while you're driving, while you're at lunch, or whatever. That way, if you decide that you want to do something with the IUL for tax-free retirement or for using it to help pay off your house early or getting out of debt, there's all kinds of things you can use it for. And I also, um, my wife and I have both had cancer, and I'm dealing with cancer right now myself. So sometimes my brain and my mouth are not on the same page. So I may get lost, but I just want to do this recording so that um, I can only do so many appointments in a week, and I help about 15, 20, sometimes 25 businesses in a week. So I'm really busy. And this helps me to be able to share with you more information to where it will answer some of your questions. And when we get to where, or when you get to where you want to move forward with an IUL, whatever you want to use it for, or cancer insurance or disability insurance, it's uh, you already know me. We can move forward quickly and it doesn't take a lot of time. So a lot of times I can get you um, taken care of in 15, 20 minutes over lunch or whatever. Now, let's just dive right in here. I want to share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. Now, this is I named this financial plan for auto shops, car lots, and mechanics. It's for that. That's who I designed this slideshow for. But any business can use this information. So you can share this video with your friends that's in business, or coworkers can share it with friends, share it on Facebook with their friends. And you'll notice that I've got license in 7 states. So I am pretty busy. And this is these products are to help protect your most valuable asset. That's your home and your money and your ability to have an income. Now, um, here's my license for 2 of the states, and you can pause it here if you want to. And now this is a little bit of what I will be doing. I am your field underwriter. I'm your advocate. I work with about 40 different A-rated carriers, and I work to design your IUL, your term life, your whole life, whatever you're looking for, cancer insurance, disability insurance. And I'll be talking with you about important details to determine what you need, what if you want an IUL, if you want term or what. And will be details like your health, your business loans, your uh, debts, and things like that, your retirement, 401k, IRA, and your rolling savings account. What type of assets do you have? What type of asset buckets? And I'm to help get you some type of IUL in place if that's what you are wanting to go forward with. And what are you looking for? Do you want to use it for the tax-free retirement? Do you want to use it for uh, building your business? Do you want to use it to help pay off your house in 10 years or less? Do you want to do a fast track of getting debt free? Now, what I do is I help protect your employees and offer an alternative tax-free retirement that doesn't lose due to the stock market recovery. And if it goes down, and a lot of business owners and employees like the idea that they do not lose money when the stock market goes down. And I'll show you how that happens later on. Now, not all shop owners will begin to offer this as an alternative. However, many are seeing the value it brings, and they like the idea of having an income, a retirement income that they don't have to pay taxes on. Now, as your advocate and field underwriter, I find something to get you the IUL program at an affordable, comfortable budget. I don't want to make you insurance poor. I want you to be able to get something, whether it's just a standalone cancer policy or a disability policy. I want to get you something to where it's comfortable for your budget and that you won't, if you have to buy a set of tires or have to repair something on the house, it's not going to break the bank. You'll be able to do that. And if you can use this IUL uh, fund as your emergency fund. What I like to do is have people leave some in there for the emergency fund. That way, if you have money in your savings account, you can transfer that to the emergency fund in the life insurance policy, and you can have access to it whenever you want. Now, I do this with you over the phone or over Zoom, and it's very simple, very easy. We just have a meeting on Zoom, talking. I ask you questions, see what you want to do, and I find out what type of plans you already have in place, both for the company and for the individual worker. And who's going to be responsible for major responsibilities if someone passes away? Do you want to grow your business? How would a check for 500K or $1 million help to keep the company going or to buy out a partner share if something happened to one of the partners? Now, I navigate down to the absolute best IUL options with you. You decide what you want to do. And once you pick your plan, then I will help you fill out an app for you and the employees and submit it to the carrier of choice. Now, does that work for you? Now, what what you want to determine is, do you want to maximize the cash value or do you want to maximize the death benefit? That's what I do is I will design it for you as to how you want to use it. Okay. Now I have a 23-year-old, I had a 23-year-old that decided, maybe he was 25. He was 25. He decided that he wanted to put in like $50 a week. So he was going to put $200 a week or $200 a month into the IUL and start putting it in there for the savings. And you can put 35, 50, 100, whatever you want. And it is flexible. You can put more if you want to, depending on how it's designed. And you can use it for retirement savings and for the life insurance. Now, about about 90% or 95% of the businesses that I talk to, the business owners that I talk to, decided that any tax-free retirement income plan is better than paying taxes in your retirement years. Would you agree with that? Now, this is um, this is a little history about our company. We've helped 373,000 people over the course of our existence. And here are the carriers that we work with right here. You may know some Mutual of Omaha. Some of them have been in business over 150 years, and they have billions in assets, billions. Now, how does the owner use this? An owner can use this for multiple ways. They can use it to buy shop equipment, they can use it for working capital, they can make loans to customers with interest, they can use it for buy here, pay here capital, and you can access it anytime. You buy cars to fix and sell, buy car inventory, and a lot of business owners like to use it for golden gloves for their employees. And I'll go over that a little bit. And they use it to help grow their shop. And they use it for the tax-free retirement for workers incentives. And they use for buy and sell agreement. And you can have a cross policy that you can use to buy another shop. And if something happens, you get an influx of cash that's tax free that you can use to buy the other shop. And it covers the owners, the managers, workers, key personnel, and you get tax free capital. Now, how does the workers and the mechanics use it? They can use it to buy tools, they can use it to buy a car, they can pay off debt, they can pay bills. If they can't work, they can use it for tax-free retirement. They can pay medical deductibles. They take families on vacation. I don't recommend taking them on vacation, using the cash value for vacation. You you can do that, but if you do, you want to make sure you pay it back and build it builds tax free. You can get to it anytime with no penalties, and it's safe from the falling market. Now, businesses using IULs for their employees. Now, several years ago, there was a large mining company they offered this alternative to a 401k plan. It was essential to matching program for employees who wanted to use it for a tax-free retirement plan. Businesses like to call it a golden glove program. It helps keep valuable employees for the long haul. The person would put in $100 with after-tax money every month, and the company would match it plus $25. So they would put, or 25%. So they would match it with 133. Now, many businesses will take out a business IUL on essential employees to help cover the loss of a valuable team player, and they will get a lump sum check to use as working capital if, God forbid, the Lord calls them home. They can also use the cash value to borrow against and use it to finance purchases they need instead of the bank. Now, Index Universal Life has a lot of tax advantages, and the tax code for the tax advantages are 101A, 72E, and the 7702. Now, what this is you overfund a life insurance contract and pull out tax-free money for retirement, or you can pull out tax-free money for loaning out to people or investing in something and making money. It grows in tax value, it grows in value tax-free, and it provides a death benefit, generally tax-free, used for buy and sell agreement. As I explain this, please think of it like a Roth IRA married to a life insurance policy. So how much do you think the taxes will go up? The taxes can only go up with our country's programs and our debt, right? No rules of Uncle Sam apply, no limits like 6K a year. You can put in up to 100K a year if you want to. No penalties for taking it out. Now, there's an article in Forbes that many people do not view life insurance as an essential and vital part of a retirement income plan. And Ross, a certified financial planner with a PhD in financial and retirement planning, notes that there are tremendous uses of life insurance in a retirement income plan because of the preferential tax treatment that life insurance receives. All right, I need a drink of water. Now, how some businesses use this idea. Kate's husband passed away from an accident. She was devastated. Not only was she facing life without the love of her life, but now she would be a single mother raising 5 children. She was also left with wondering how she was going to make it because hubby did not have any personal life insurance. Then she got a wonderful surprise. Ken and his business partner had $1 million policy on each other. She got the money and decided to put it into a max funded IUL policy so she never has to worry about money again, and she will not lose it in the stock market. And this is a great plan for business partners when it goes directly to a widow or a spouse. They get the money tax free and have no capital gains tax on the money. Business can also use this for key personnel insurance policy and receive some tax-free capital to build their business. Thousands of savvy professionals use the max funded IUL for working capital and quit paying interest to the bank. Hank flips real estate, not 2 or 3 houses at a time, but large scale like malls, apartment complexes, renovates them, sells them, makes a handsome profit, and moves on to the next one. Now, this is something that a lot of people like about the IUL. And for one, it's protected from the falls in the market. It never loses money. It has a cap and a floor, and it's a lock and reset. Okay. So what happens is if you look at these graphs where the circles are on the green line, that's where it just goes straight across. You'll notice that the red line goes down. That's when the market goes down. And the green line just goes straight across. We call this zero is your hero because it doesn't lose money, right? And then when it starts going up, it doesn't wait for it to get up to back where it was. It starts going back up as soon as it goes up. And this is something that a lot of people like. You can take the cash value that is in your insurance policy anytime you want to and use it and put it out there in an investment in something that you want to invest in and make money with it. And then you put it back in to the cash value policy and it will grow even when you have the zero is your hero thing. When the market is going down, you can make it still gain because you're loaning money out of it or taking money out of it and loaning money to other people to gain interest off of those loans and making more money. So if you do this right, you can make money in the two figure or 2-digit area. Now, here's a little graph about how it went for 20 years from 1999 to 1919. And you see how it doesn't go down, it just keeps rising whenever the other one goes down. Now, here's a comparison with the 401k and the IUL. Now, what you should do is watch on or search on Google for the 401k fallout on 60 Minutes on YouTube, and it'll talk to you. And with the IUL will not mess up your Social Security. When you are on Social Security, you're allowed to make so much. If you make over so much, then for every $2 that you make, you're going to have to give $1 back to Social Security or to the government. And whatever you've got in Social Security, if you die before you use it, the government keeps it. It's the government money. That's basically what it is. It's not your money. It's the government money. If you try to use it for anything, well, you get penalized. Well, you can't even get it out unless you're 65 or you go on disability. And the ugly truth is that the 401k is a lousy idea, a financial flop, a rotten repository for our retirement reserve. It fell 31% according to Fidelity. And when you lose 31% of your retirement fund, you've lost a lot. And sometimes the retirement fund will lose more than 31%. At one point that we saw in the graph before, it lost 51%. It dropped. That was a real eye opener. Now, a lot of people that have money in their 401k, a 72-year-old is going back to work because their 401k dropped so much. A 72-year-old is not retiring because of the 401k and the IRA. If you go back to here, when your 401k drops 31%, then that means you're not going to be able to draw any money out of it. You're going to have to wait, or it's going to deplete, and you're going to run out of money. You need to work on planning not to run out of money. Now here, this is the difference between the tax deferred and the tax favored. The tax deferred, we all know, is you have to pay taxes later, which what would you rather pay taxes on? Would you rather pay taxes now when you have a lot of deductibles, or would you rather pay taxes when you're retired and you don't have a lot of deductibles? And the tax favored indexed you universal life, you don't have to pay taxes. And another thing about this that a lot of people like is when you've got the IUL, when you've got an IUL, it doesn't go through probate. It doesn't go through debit if you owe a lot of debt. It doesn't go through all that. If something happens to you, it goes right to the person that is your beneficiary, or it goes right to your business if the business is your beneficiary. And You can also do that where the business is 50% of the beneficiary and a person is 50% of the beneficiary. So it would go to both people tax-free in most states. And if for some strange reason you find yourself in court or somebody's trying to sue you or whatever, they can't get to the tax, the index UL. And if your partner decides that they want to leave you, they can't take it either in most states. Now, what type of business do you have? You have how many employees do you have? Do you have a car lot, auto mechanic shop? You know, would you consider offering a IUL retirement option to your employees? Have you lost any money in your 401k? Would you like to avoid that and move your funds into a IUL like a lot of folks? These are some of the businesses like small business, large companies, self-employed, contract workers, truckers, owner operators, mechanic shops, salon owners, restaurant owners, realtors, real estate investors, anyone basically. Now there's the number that you can call. And I'm going to start sharing with you who all has used this for their company. Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald's used it for the Ronald McDonald campaign. And here's a list of companies that uh, use this idea. General Electric, Procter & Gamble, AT&T, H.J. Heinz, McDonald's, Walt Disney, and a lot. You can look over that list. The Harley Davidson, Forester Farm, Apple, Senator John McCain. Now, a lot of people wonder if they will change the tax laws on uh, the life insurance. But a lot of people say that no, it won't be changed because a lot of the people up there on the hill, that's where they keep their money stockpiled, is in a life insurance. And they don't want to take away their stuff where they're keeping their money stockpiled. And you can stockpile it. I showed you the slide where the fellow had $8 million in a life insurance policy. Yeah, that is feasible. Okay. Now, yeah, there are some, here are the negatives that a lot of people talk about the IUL. And if you understand, if you understand about the IUL, all of these are nothing. It's just that if you design them right, if you follow the rules, everything will be good. Like Dave Ramsey, he talks about overfunding it and this. Well, yeah, you do overfund it, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? You want to have your retirement income diversified. Some of it's taxed, some of it's not taxed, some of it you've got money coming in all the time. And um, with inflation the way it is, you want money coming in all the time, and you can recycle the money that's in the IUL. You can pull it out, use it for the year, make money with it, put it back in, and then recycle it. It's just a constant recycle that where it never runs out of money. Okay, here's banks that use this idea. It's called bank-owned life insurance. And Bank of America in 2019, they had 22 billion in there. Wells Fargo Bank, 18 billion. JP Morgan Chase, 11 billion. US Bank, 5 billion. 2019, 300 or 3,800 banks owned $190 billion in life insurance. Why would a bank put their money in a life insurance company? Because life insurance companies are safer and more secure with the money than a bank is. A bank only has to have 10% of the money in the bank. That's why if people go and start asking for the money, they don't have it. What they've done is they take your money and then loan it out to somebody else. So your money that's in your checking account is not there. It's loaned out to Joe or Bob for a house. Over 2 billion of cash went into IULs from people, business owners, and others just like you in 2019 alone. Why would they do that? With this being the case, do you think the advice that some people are giving is good or questionable? You think they don't know what they don't know? Okay, here's what businesses can use the cash value for, and people. You can donate to charity, you can pay out bonuses, you can buy a tow truck or equipment, lifts, you can start a new location, you can use it for emergencies, you can use it for planning for college, planning on children, stockpile for deductibles, take time off work, stockpile for payroll taxes, stockpile up to 100K yearly, and then use it for a safety net for slow times, loan to customers for repair, whatever you desire to use it tax-free and penalty-free. Now, here's a story that we'll call fella Bob. He was working on a plan to pay off his business loan early. And what he was doing was he was paying in extra money. He was paying extra money in on his loan so that he could pay it off early. And he got into a situation where he wasn't making as much money and or he got hurt and he wasn't able to pay the payment for the property, the business property, and the bank decided to foreclose on it. And this is what happens. Well, what you can do is you can use this cash value life insurance. You stockpile your money in there. You use it for your emergency fund. If that's what you want to do, you use it for your emergency fund. And if something happens, you don't have the money to pay your note for the building or whatever, take it out of the emergency fund, out of the insurance, the cash value life insurance. Now, here is how this works. Okay. How you use your IUL as your business bank or your personal bank that you want to use. You stockpile the money in your IUL policy. That's where you keep your emergency fund because it grows interest, compounded interest. Not only that, but it also blossoms if something happens to you into a death benefit, and it will pay off your house. It will, pay off your bills, whatever. And a lot of real estate investors will use this and they can use it, have a high death benefit, and pay off their real estate investments. So what you do is you borrow from your carrier using the cash value and the death benefit as collateral. And you can use it also with the bank as collateral. Okay, and you put it in a separate checking account. You don't have to do it this way, but this is the way that you can do it to where you can keep it with accounting. And then you take it from there and you pay off like any debts you have by using the cash value. Pay off your debt, pay down on your house, pay your car off, pay the credit cards off, help pay off the school loan, whatever type of debt you have, you can use that. Or if you want to get braces or something for your kids, or you're off work for a while, you can use this. And then what you do is you make payments back to the checking account. And then from that checking account, you pay your loan back that you got from your IUL policy. Now, I know you're going to say that, oh, it's a loan. Well, yeah, you're borrowing from the carrier. You don't borrow your cash value, you borrow from the insurance company's general fund. So you're still making interest. You're still making interest off of your cash value, and you're paying them interest. So it's kind of like no loss because you're making interest and you're paying interest. But what I do, or what you should do, is if you are loaning it out to customers for their bills for their repair, say you got one that's got a $2,000 or $3,000 bill for working on the car or whatever, you loan them $2,000 or $3,000 from your IUL, then you mark up like 15, 20%, whatever you want to charge. You mark up the 15, 20%, and then you pay that back into the policy. So you're making more money if you're on your interest from your loan. Okay. Now, John D. Rockefeller Jr. started this back in 1917, and his family is still using it. 6 generations later, they are still using a family banking idea. This is something that you can do once you start with the insurance IUL or the whole life or whatever you decide that you want to go with, then you can keep using it. And when we can talk about how you can set it up to where the money will never run out, even 6 or 7 generations down the road. It'll still be there. Now, there was one fella, I guess a lot of people will use this IUL to stockpile their money. And if they get cancer, they'll use some of the cash value to help. Well, this fella, he had enough in his cash value life insurance. His wife had cancer. And what they did was they bought this RV and they traveled around for the last year or two of her life to have memories. Now, here's my phone number. Now, this is my cell phone. Okay, this is my direct cell phone. It's not to the office, it's to me. So I get a lot of calls, and sometimes with me putting my phone number out there, I get a lot of spam. So what you should do is text this number and put in your text that you would like some information about the IUL. Tell them that and tell me that you've watched the video and you want to set up a time where we can talk personally. And y'all have a blessed day. And I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to helping you prepare for those life curveballs so that you don't wind up like my wife and I. My wife and I, when she got the cancer, the brain cancer, she lost her job, of course, couldn't go back to work, and then we wound up losing the house. Well, there's a way that we can work to where we reduce the risk of you losing your house and having to move. I look forward to talking with you later. You have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.